Out here piddling a little bit on the Barracuda while I got a little bit of time, and I think I'm gonna try to get this fan shroud on. So just got this in yesterday. It's a Speedway Motors fan shroud, and the radiator Speedway Motors, and they make these shrouds on their website for their radiators, but they only make a single fan shroud for my radiator, which is a 26-inch. But I wanted dual fans, so I tried to get them to sell me a 26-inch single fan shroud without the hole cut in it, but they wouldn't. So I had to order a 28-inch fan shroud for dual fans, and I had to go cut like a little less than an inch off of both sides here, where you can see I cut it. And I just took the piece that I cut, slid it under there to the right width, and riveted it back on there. And it worked out pretty good. I think it's gonna be good. I don't know, about to test fit it here in just a second, but I mean, I might have to do a little grinding on it because this is obviously the original piece, and now it's, you know, the thickness of this material closer to the radiator. But I don't know, I'm gonna find out right now. So I'm gonna slip this on the radiator and see if I got a grind. Okay, so this thing apparently lips over the top lip on the radiator here, and then the bottom I gotta put some holes in and put some screws or bolts or something. If I got my measurements correct here, which it's looking all right, a little tight, and it slipped right over the top there. That's nice. Yeah, that's looking pretty good actually. This side's not slipped in yet. I mean, that's on there. Wow, it might actually be perfect. I really thought I was gonna have to take some material off of these. I figured they'd be holding the shroud off the radiator or something, but I think it might be perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna call that good. Check it out. I mean, it fits in there pretty nicely. I'll show you down there at the bottom. You can see through this hole here. See, it comes over and it just 90s right onto that lip at the bottom. So that's gonna work out perfect. So I'm just gonna leave it on there for now, and probably get my screws. I went to Lowe's and got some screws and bolts, or screws and lock nuts to put through it. I think I'm gonna get down there and start drilling holes and attach it. This is a super awkward position to drill. I guess probably be better if I took the radiator out, but I really want to see what it looks like with it on there when I pull this cover off, or this protector. So I got my right angle drill here, and I'm kind of squeezing it up in here. It's not ideal, but I think it's gonna work. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball 3 screws in the bottom. I think that'll be sufficient. Alright, there's one. Oh, great. Looks like the crank pulley's in my way for the one I wanted to do in the middle. You know what? Let me get this end one here, and I'll shorten the bit. Actually, I'll do it right now. I'll just sink my bit into my drill a little further. Maybe, well, it's bottomed out now. Is it enough? It's not looking good. I don't think it is. Well, maybe I can get these 2 end ones on. I gotta pull the radiator out anyways. Alright, got me a couple stainless screws here and lock nuts. I'm just gonna hand tighten them because, like I said, I gotta pull it back out. I really should have just waited to put these holes in it when I pulled the radiator out, I guess. I was getting too excited because it fits so well. Yeah, that's doing me no good, honestly. Whatever. At least I got those two drilled to hold it in place when I drill the center one when I pull the radiator. Not super easy to access. Alright, whatever. Got it. It's good. Alright, just peeled the protective film off and it looks pretty awesome. I wasn't expecting it to fit first try, honestly. So that went pretty well. Like I said, I'll put the one other screw in it when I pull the radiator out again, because I want to clean up where I welded it and all, like with some. I'm gonna try to polish it or something. I'm not sure. I'll try something. If it don't work, oh well. It looks pretty good, especially compared to the car. But yeah, that worked out nicely. So yeah, oh, the reason I went with these dual fans, by the way, in case you were wondering, or if anyone else is contemplating a similar setup, the single fan shroud that they offer, you know, obviously it puts the shroud, the fan hole in the middle, and you know, with a single fan with the motor on it, I don't think it would have worked. Maybe a really slim one be close to hitting these, but you know, I'm better off with a dual setup where I can kind of get my area here. It's gonna be close to this, but or the power steering pump here, but I think it'll be all right. So yeah, that's it. That's done, I guess. So now I think I want to try to get this battery tray mounted in the trunk. It's going right here, and this is the tray. I showed it in my last video. It's just some eBay special kind of billet aluminum deal, and I need to get it kind of as close to this quarter as I can, because the Barracudas have this door that comes down, and I need it to clear that. So I kind of got to get it over here, which means that these mount holes are kind of not going to work for me. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to drill through this thin part here and countersink them so they're flush. That way the battery's sitting there, obviously. So I think I'm going to attempt that now. So let me ponder it a second, kind of get my location figured out, and then I'll start drilling holes. Okay, so I think I got the location figured out here. It's very close to where I set it, but I just adjusted it slightly so that it was kind of parallel. It's hard to see right here, but there's a bead rolled in the floor right here. I wanted it right to the right of that. I didn't want it to land in the bead or anything, and it's running just parallel to it. I had to slide it back slightly because there's like a hump in the floor right here. It's still slightly humped up, but I think it'll pull down. It's sitting on that seam sealer that I put in here. But I think that's where I want it. It has a very slight overhang right here, but it's what it's got to be because of that door. So I think I'm gonna drill some little pilot holes through the tray here, and then set it back in here right where it's at, and continue those pilot holes down through the floor of the car. And I might have to try to locate these so they don't land on these beads, but I guess if they do, it's not a huge deal. Alright, I went ahead and marked my holes while it was in the car. Like I said, I was trying to avoid some of those bead rolled spots on the floor extension. So hopefully that works out. But I'm gonna go ahead and pilot drill this. These drill bits are not good. They get dull so fast. And this is aluminum, it should be easy. These are the Warriors from Harbor Freight, so Would not recommend. I know I'm not using a bit lubricant or something, but man, I'm gonna grab my punch and just dimple these so it doesn't walk again. And I may get another bit. Maybe that one's dull. All right, punched and slightly larger bit, hopefully sharper. I don't know. These bits aren't even, they're like months old. They are bad. Let me try another one. All right, I'm just going full size at this point. I don't know what bit this is, just a random one I have, but I've used it before and it's usually pretty good. Goodness. All right. I really wish that the small bits worked, but I gotta put this in the car and transfer it to the floor now. All right, I'm gonna shoot these holes straight down through my freshly painted floor that I just fixed and got rid of all the holes in. I went ahead and put masking tape on the bottom of my tray just to try to stop from scratching things up. Good Lord. Very violent punch through there. All right, that worked. I'm gonna set one of these screws in here to kind of hold it in place, and I'm gonna keep getting it. I'll do these other three real quick and I'll show you how it looks, and I'll have to countersink these holes afterwards. So let me do these three real quick. There they are. Just cleaned it up in here from all the shavings and stuff, but now that those are complete, it's drilled through, I need to countersink the ones in the battery tray so that these screw bolt things fit in there. I didn't want to get Phillips, but that's all they had. I mean, they had Allen heads, but they were these are stainless. They were like $6 more for Allen heads, and I just didn't think it was worth it. So I got Phillips screws, I guess you'd call them, machine screws. So yeah, I'm gonna countersink these. I got this countersink bit, or chamfer bit, I guess you'd call it, maybe. Hopefully that works. Who knows what the angle is. That's what I'm gonna try. Definitely gotta go a little further. I feel like I might have to go almost to the end. There we go. That's pretty good right there. Nice, and this might be just a hair high, but I'm pretty happy with that. It's pretty much the thickness of the material I had to chamfer there. I'm gonna go ahead and do these other three, and I'll get it in the car, drop these bolts through it, and we'll take a look at it. All right, got all the bolts tight. I was actually able to do those myself. I thought I might need help because having to reach up here and underneath the car, but it worked out pretty good. I could hold the screwdriver up here with my left hand and tighten them from the bottom of the ratchet. But I'm gonna set a battery in it real quick. I have one for this car just to see. So let me grab that real quick. It doesn't fit. Oh well. It's basically this little freaking thing on them. If I shave that off, it would fit, I guess, but I'll probably just put that in one of my other cars and get another battery for this that fits it. But it's definitely sturdy. It's gonna work out really well. So I'm pretty happy with that. It wasn't too bad of an install. That and the shroud, got that done today. So there's some good steps towards getting this thing on the road. So I think the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to sort out fans, obviously, for that radiator. I got a couple that I pulled off of my race car years ago. I think they're 10-inch, so they might be small. I don't know. I'll see. I'll have to get them out and do some measuring. And the radiator hoses. I think I've decided that I'm gonna just order some 1.5" stainless tubing and some couplers and kind of fabricate a little system from the lower and upper hose to the engine here. So I'll just do some like hard stainless tubing to silicone couplers. So that's the plan there. I'll have to figure that out for sure and order some parts up, and I'll be working on that next. But that's it for the day. Thanks for watching.